How did the OnlyFans come up on your radar? You're kicking off doing lingerie and sexy shoots and videos and all that kind of stuff, and people are just putting money into your account.
In the first 24 hours on OnlyFans, I made 20 grand. You kind of start off with like a set of morals of I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Within 24 hours, gone out the window. To see like what these men wanted, it really started affecting me.
Okay, Neve, you are a podcaster, an influencer, but you were the biggest content creator on OnlyFans in Ireland.
Yes.
And that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I want to know the whens, the whats, the hows, the whys, all of it. But before we get into that, what was Neve like before all of that?
Oh, I think, do you know what? When I think back to me as a child, I think I was exactly how people would have expected me to be. I was a bit rebellious my whole life. I always had like a rebellious streak within me. Like I had a devil and an angel, I will say that.
Were you always in trouble at school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, always. Could never listen to authority, could never be told, do this or do that. I kind of always went against what anybody wanted me to do. I was that kind of person.
Okay. And you grew up in Dublin?
Drogheda, actually. County Louth, yeah.
You're a Louth girl. Now that is something new.
Yes,
You're
Louth.
a culture.
Yes.
Can I say
culture.
that?
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay.
Yeah, people don't guess that because of my accent.
Yeah.
But I don't know where the accent comes from. I'm from Sheepgrange, Tullyalan, County Louth, which is like which is nowhere.
You can say backarse.
Oh, I can say backarse?
You can
Great.
say whatever the fuck you want, Niv. You're on my podcast now.
Yeah, it's literally backarse nowhere, so.
Okay. So tell me how, like growing up, what were you into? Were you always into the glamour side of things? Did that kind of spark off something?
I was actually an Irish dancer. So I don't know, like Irish dancing, obviously there is that kind of element of glamour and, costumes and wigs and dresses and getting on stage. So I suppose I was always a performer. Like I always liked to entertain or perform in some way. Like I'd always be getting up anywhere I could and dancing and singing. I loved singing, can't sing at all.
I'm glad you know that about yourself because there's so many people who are like, I am an amazing singer and they're not.
And they're not. Yeah. No, I couldn't sing at all, but I did sing. Like I forced everyone to listen. So, and I remember being really intrigued by like the Playboy bunnies and page 3 in the newspaper, like even as a child, because we did see all that back then. So I think I was probably always interested in the adult industry.
Okay. So how did the OnlyFans come up on your radar? How did that all start?
There was actually a girl in Ireland who started OnlyFans and she was kind of the first one to start OnlyFans. It was kind of big in America, I think, at that point. But there was nobody really in Ireland doing it. And she started it. The whole internet was like going mad at her and I defended
Negatively?
her. Negatively?
Okay.
Yeah. And I defended her. And I think that was when I kind of was like, I could see myself doing this one day. But I never really... I was working in a normal job. I didn't do social media and it was never really something that I thought I really would do. It was more in my head.
Okay. So you finally pluck up the courage to start.
Yeah.
How does one go about doing that? Like you're not very savvy on social media. You're probably learning on the fly, right? Yeah. So what did you do first and how did it all kick off?
So I actually already had a social media. So I was doing TikTok and I was doing Instagram. But now it was only doing it a couple of months kind of thing. But I lived in a mobile home in my dad's back garden. My dad bought me a mobile home. I lived there and I got really, really badly bullied for it on social media, like very bad. Like every video on TikTok was just videos about me living in a mobile home. And I think I reached a point where I was like, it actually can't get worse than this. So I'm just going to do what I want to do.
How old were you when you were getting that type of abuse, do you mind me asking?
22.
Okay.
Yeah, 22. So my brain was not developed. But yeah, I think it was just a case of like, it cannot get worse than this. So I'm just going to do what I want to do. And I'm going to profit off these people bullying me, kind of. It was that sort of thing.
So you set up the account.
Yeah.
And just to talk about, I don't know if we talk about the lighter side of it. Was it fun in the beginning?
Yeah. Oh, so fun. Like, I think, like, going from, like, I don't want to say I was like, you know, hard, what's the word? I don't want to say I was hard done by growing up. Like, I always had what I needed to have, but I worked from a very, very young age for everything that I had. I started working at 14. So I was always used to having my own money. I never really got much from my parents growing up. So
you had to earn it.
I had to earn it. And going from, like, you know, working in kind of normal average paying jobs to overnight making all of this money, that's so fun for any 22-year-old.
My God, did you have a ball?
Yeah, I had a ball.
Hang on, you're 22. You set up so you're kicking off doing lingerie and sexy shoots and videos and all that kind of stuff. And people are just putting money into your account. Can I ask, just from a business point of view, how much commission do you have to give away?
Like, what do you
mean? Is there a
mean?
percentage?
Oh, 20%.
Okay, so you give 20%, but you keep the rest.
Yes.
Okay, when was the moment when you thought, oh my God, I have a shitload of money?
24 hours. Yeah, in the first 24 hours on OnlyFans, I made 20 grand. So that was like straight away.
I mean, you're never going back.
Yeah, that was it. Like, and I kind of was able to like do all these things and buy all these things that I could only dream of buying before. So that element was really fun.
Okay. So 24 hours, you made 20 grand. What kind of content are you making? What does a girl who's 22 have to do in a very competitive industry, as we know? What do you have to do to make that kind of money?
First 24 hours, not really much. Like, I had lingerie, kind of a little strip tease. Like, that's basically it, really.
Would you do full nudity?
Not in the first 24 hours.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you're getting to grips with that. The money's coming in. Can we talk about how you spent your first bit of wedge?
Yeah. I got a BBL.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say I went out with all my friends and partied. You were like,
no.
You got a BBL?
Yes, got a BBL. Like, that was the first thing. So I used to be sitting in my like normal office job, kind of looking up like, how can I get a BBL? I was very insecure about my body. And I think OnlyFans only made that worse. So the first thing I did was book plastic surgery. Yeah.
Okay. And how much did that cost?
The first BBL, because there was multiple. The first one was 5,000. Yeah. Okay. And then there was 2 more after that.
Do you regret doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Big time, big time. I've done everything I can to reverse the effects of that. Yeah.
Okay. So no BBL?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you, okay, so you're making this money. You're obviously enjoying it, the freedom. You must have not known what to do with all this cash. So did you keep going, and did you feel a pressure to do more as people do? Because like I said, it's very competitive, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's kind of the side of the industry that is that little bit darker, that you kind of start off with like a set of morals of, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Within 24 hours, gone out the window. You realize that, you know, there's the girl that is second to you or third to you, and she's doing everything. So you realize, oh, I'm going to have to do everything. So it was very quickly that my initial thought of, I'm just going to do lingerie, went out the window, and I was doing everything.
And what is everything?
Everything. Yeah. Like, as far as you can go,
These requests?
No. So the way it would work is, I didn't really do, like, people do customs on OnlyFans, custom requests. I didn't really do them because I had a huge OnlyFans. I couldn't like custom do videos for everybody. It wouldn't have been possible. So I would just film a video and then I would send that video out, and it would be pay-per-view. So say it's €25 to unlock this video, and every person who unlocked it would pay €25. And then you'd kind of post on your feed as well, but you'd keep your kind of less, you know, maybe just pictures on your feed and then videos into the DMs.
Okay. Did it feel empowering in the beginning?
No.
Never?
No, never. That's one thing, and like, I'm so for every single person has their own experience, but I've never related to the kind of empowerment. I think I tricked myself to believe that it was. I think I kind of you know, told people that and told myself that. But for me, it never really felt that way. I always knew in the back of my mind that for me, it felt maybe the opposite of that, and not to be like a negative person about that kind of line of work, because everyone's experience is so different. But for me, it definitely didn't feel empowering, no.
There must have been a moment when you're in your bedroom or whatever and you're doing this, when a moment hits you and you're going, okay, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Do you remember that moment?
Yeah. It was actually on, well, do you mean the moment as in when I quit, or just...
A moment when you thought, I feel disgusting doing this, or this isn't for me, or I don't feel empowered. I mean, the money looks fun in my bank account and it is fun, but the moment when you thought, I don't want to be fucking doing this anymore.
Yeah. It was actually kind of, I knew that, but I hadn't let myself really think that for a very, very long time. I went through a lot in the period that I done OnlyFans. So I think I was so preoccupied a lot of the time in my brain. It was actually when I came back, I was living abroad. So it was when I came back to Ireland, and I kind of started working through a lot of like the kind of trauma or maybe things that I was going through. That's when it really hit me, and it started making me miserable, like very miserable. And it was then that I really let myself feel like I don't want to do this.
How many hours a day are you putting in an account like that? I mean, what was your working schedule like?
So at the beginning, now this one is a good one. This one's really interesting. At the beginning, I did everything myself. So we're talking like at least 10 hours a day, sometimes more. Like, as long as you're awake, you're on your OnlyFans, because it's on your phone, it's available to you. I could be out with my friends still on my OnlyFans. And you have like banked content, so you're making them think that you're not out with your friends and you're at home talking to them. But after 1 year of that, I got an assistant. So I actually spent really no time on my account at all. After that, it really started affecting me to see things that people were saying to me on it, and to see like what these men wanted. It really started affecting me. So I had to just take a step back and get an assistant.
But obviously you're making this money, you probably became too accustomed to your lifestyle.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. And that was probably what prevented me from quitting for so long. Of course. Because it's like, how do I go from making all of this money to having no income? Because at the time I thought, there's no career for me after this. Like, you know, I'm known as this. This is all I can ever do. So it was really scary.
What did your family and friends think?
My family were really supportive. Like,
really?
Yeah. And my family will tell you now that they were definitely worried about me, but it was never because, you know, we don't want you getting your boobs out on the internet, or we don't want you doing this. It was more, we know Neve and this isn't Neve. It was more that kind of worry, but they never really voiced that to me. They were super supportive. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better family. And I thank God that they were, because if they had have been the other way, God forbid where I could be now. I think having that openness with my family really helped me to work through like the rebelliousness in me of wanting to do it. My friends were all really, really supportive, but a lot of them again will tell you now that, you know, behind it they were really worried about me.
I want to ask you about the whole kind of, as we say in the business, running order of your working day. Like waking up in the morning, having your bowl of cornflakes and going, oh my God, I have to feel like sexy in 2 minutes and do that. How did you navigate all that, and how did that work?
To be honest, it was chaotic. I just kind of never logged off. Like, I would go to bed at night, I would be kind of working, doing content, taking pictures. I'd get up in the morning, eat food, and just go again. I was at the time I was living abroad, very isolated, didn't have any friends. All I did was sit in my house, so I kind of just had all day to do it, and I'd done it all day. It was non-stop.
And did you feel sexy?
No, I never tried to though. Like, I wouldn't even put makeup on. I was so unbothered. Like, it was so clear I didn't want to be doing this. No makeup, like in my pajamas a lot of the time, like very low effort. I don't know why anybody paid for it, but they did.
They certainly did. So you had this realization, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. It must have been a very difficult thing to kind of untangle yourself from.
Yeah. You know what? I think you know the way they say women, like even in breakups, we break up 6 months before. That's what I done. So I gradually kind of done less and less and less and less, and my income like dwindled and dwindled and dwindled and dwindled because I was doing less. I wasn't sending content to be posted. Like I just had no interest in it anymore, and I kind of disconnected myself. And I remember the day I quit, I was on the way home from one of my boyfriend's shows, and I just said, I can't do this anymore. And I deleted the account. I didn't say it on social media. I didn't say it to anyone. My boyfriend didn't even realise. And I just let myself come to terms with it before kind of announcing it. And I think it was a couple of months later when I actually made a video and said I deleted it. Yeah.
Let's talk about relationships. You've just touched on it there. Yeah. Was it... Did boyfriends get jealous knowing you were doing this for other men and women and whatever? And how did that affect your relationships?
To be honest, my boyfriend met me at the time. So I already done it. He knew what I did. So, you know, you can't really go into something knowing what someone does and then take issue with it. But it definitely probably affected him, like to get comments or, you know, for people to say things to him. That's human. It would affect me. One thing that really hit me is one night, my boyfriend, he was only pranking me, he was joking, and he told me he was going to start an OnlyFans. And I lost the plot. Like, I could not cope with the idea of him doing OnlyFans. And that's when I really realised I'm being a hypocrite. Like, I'm doing something that I definitely couldn't cope with my partner doing. So he was always so supportive. But he never went down the route of, you know, I want you to quit this. It was more, Niamh, you're so intelligent. You're so talented.
You can do something else.
You can do so much. Kind of that road. And he really boosted my self-worth to believe that that's true. And I can.
You very openly talk about negativity online. Can we talk about that for a second? I mean, was this from other women?
Yeah.
It's other women.
Yeah, women and men.
Predominantly women, though.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, and it's sad. Like, I hate saying that because I'm such a girl's girl. Like, I ride or die for women, you know? Men, it didn't hit so hard because, okay, you're going to call me a whore or whatever, you're going to call me, like, whatever. When it's a woman, it cuts so much deeper because we're supposed to have each other's, but women are supposed to recognise struggle in women and trauma in women. And I felt like, where's my community here? Because the men hate me, the women hate me. Where do I fit in, kind of thing? A lot of it was women. I don't want to say predominantly women, but a lot of it was women.
Okay. So that must have felt really isolating.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yeah, for sure. It's when... There's something about when women do it just really cuts so much deeper, and you know what, it pushes girls further into the industry. And I think women don't realise that when you're ostracising someone because you don't agree with what they do and you want them to stop doing it and you think it's bad for women or whatever, you're just pushing them further in. That's all you're doing.
Just going back to the industry again, is it a super competitive industry?
It's so competitive, and that's why you see the kind of, you know, crazy characters that you see now coming out of OnlyFans, because you're just constantly competing to be the best. And, you know, someone will do something, you have to do something one step further, and that keeps going, and it's like a vicious spiral then.
Can we talk about life now?
Yes.
You're like, yes.
Yes, talk about the good.
Well, first of all, I want to ask you about your 3 BBLs. Jesus Christ, 3 of them.
Yeah, 3. So I got one. It was a disaster.
Where did you go abroad for that?
Turkey.
You went to Turkey.
Yeah, disaster. Like, I looked like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay,
like,
and it's pretty painful.
Very painful, yeah. And I got implants as well. So I got implants and a fat transfer. And then there's actually 4 surgeries, but 3 BBLs. Then the implants slipped out and I had to get it put back in. Then I ended up going to Spain and I got the whole thing removed and I healed, and then I got it redone by a better doctor in Spain. And the implants are still in my behind now, but I don't be doing any glute workouts because I'm trying to make it as less obvious as possible.
It's just, I know there's people going to be watching this and looking at you going, oh my God, she's so beautiful and an amazing figure, and it's unfathomable to think that someone as beautiful as you thinks you need something like that.
Yeah, I got addicted, actually. I got a boob job. I got a 3 BBLs. I got my ears pinned back. I became addicted to the idea of changing myself, and that all kind of dissipated as soon as I quit OnlyFans. So I think all of that was kind of tied together. It was really enhancing in my brain, my insecurities, and I don't know what it is, and I can't pinpoint what it is, but ever since I've quit that, I've no desire. I actually want my boob implants removed. I've zero desire to change anything about myself. So that's maybe another thing. I don't like blaming it all on OnlyFans, because there was positives too. I wouldn't be where I am today without it. But I think it definitely, there is them sort of dark sides. You see a lot of girls in the industry getting plastic surgery, and I think when your body is your work, there's so much pressure.
What lessons did you learn from doing OnlyFans then?
This is so cliche, but really that just to love myself. I felt like I didn't love myself. I didn't realise like I'm a smart girl. I think I didn't have the best childhood, and that made me insecure, extremely insecure. And I think OnlyFans in a way brought that security back to me, because being able to quit that and do everything I've done since, like, I can't help but love myself for that. So as many negatives as there is, it's also brought me a lot of positives.
Do you have a fear of images and stuff like that, like being in your life forever?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because I want to be a mum. That's like I didn't want to be a mum. I didn't want kids. That's my number one like goal in life. Like, I don't care what I achieve as long as that happens. And I have to pay companies every month to remove images of me still. Like, I've quit OnlyFans now, I want to say probably close to 2 years, and I'm still dealing with, you know, removing things.
And can you remove it all?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's obviously dark corners where maybe I don't see, but the general public probably aren't seeing them either, you know. For the most part, it's pretty good, but it's expensive to get them removed. But it's kind of dwindling. I don't want to jinx it, but it dwindles and dwindles as months and months go on. Like, when I first quit, it was thousands upon thousands, and now it's kind of the rarity that, you know, something pops up. But they are out there forever, and I did it to myself, so it's definitely a conversation that I'll have to have with my kids. But I'm also a big believer in, you know, how you raise your kids is everything, and these open conversations is everything. So as soon as, you know, if there's ever a time where it pops up, I think it's just an open conversation that I need to have.
100%.
Yeah.
No better woman for it either.
Yeah.
You're flying it now.
Yeah.
Aren't you? You're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
This is amazing. You're a podcaster, you're an influencer, brands are coming to you to do stuff, I saw. How does that feel?
It feels great, honestly. I was kind of boxed in. Everybody said when I did OnlyFans, you know, you'll never do anything else, and I really believed that. And that was why it was so scary to quit. So I think seeing where I am now, is just, I could not be more grateful. And if I stayed here for the rest of my life and never done anything else, I'd be so happy. Because where I am now is 20 times more than that, 20 million times where I was 2 years ago. So it feels, and I also feel like it's great to be an example to girls that you don't have to be stuck in this forever. If some girls want to do it, and that's fine. Like, I have friends that maybe genuinely enjoy doing it and they would never change.
Just do your feet.
Yeah.
People are into feet, apparently.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
Really, I swear, really into feet.
Do your feet. As long as you have no tattoos on your feet, nobody will know.
Nobody will know.
I could have the biggest OnlyFans account for feet and nobody would know.
And feet are a huge thing.
Feet are a huge thing. Exactly. And I do think, don't ever worry too much about stuff being out there. I mean, we're in a world of surveillance.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just out of the era where I could go to a nightclub and not be under surveillance. Nobody take out a camera phone. But now everybody, everywhere. So I think we all kind of, like kids now and people your age, they'll all have that fear as well, that, oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank God the legislation came in to share those kind of photographs, you know, can be illegal if it's not consensual or whatever.
Yes.
I know your situation is a bit different. But it's lovely to hear you rebuilding your life, and you're so open about it, which I think is key, because you know, you're educating people and go, well, didn't feel empowering.
Yeah,
because that's a lie I think a lot of people doing these things tell themselves, but really they're just addicted to the money.
Yeah, it is. No, fully. It's that's the biggest lie, I think. Now, maybe some people really do feel that, but for me, it was never that. It was the money, and I'll openly say that.
Yeah, and it's lovely to hear that, and you be so honest. The podcast is going about a year now.
Yes.
What do you talk about in the podcast?
Kind of everything. Like, do you know what? Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes I go in and I just ramble for an hour. It's kind of a bit of everything. Very, very girl coded, I would say.
Your first live show is in November. Oh, you showed a little excitement there. Yes. Does that feel surreal to say you have a live show?
It does. Yeah, I never thought ever. And it was my biggest dream. So I'm so excited.
Love life?
Oh, amazing. Amazing. I'm with my boyfriend now just over 3 years. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's brilliant. And he's amazing.
And tell me about the biggest love of your life, your cat.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm not a cat person, so go on.
Yeah, we couldn't do a podcast without speaking about him. I just got him recently, but I think he's a real life child.
Okay.
Have a pram for him, walk around.
You don't.
I do.
You're not allowed to do that, Neve.
I walk around with him in his little pram and he's delighted with his life. Yeah.
He could have an OnlyFans, really, and, not have the repercussions that most people have.
Yeah.
Do you put him in the pram, walk him around?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. And where I live, nobody is putting cats in prams. So I don't know how nobody has said anything yet.
So now you're Neve that puts the cat in the prams and not the Neve the OnlyFans. Yeah.
What a growth.
Amazing. Well, listen, it's been amazing to talk.
Thank you.
Best of luck with your live show.
Thank you.
It's been an insight and a privilege to talk to you.
Thank you so much,
thanks,
Jennifer. Thanks for having me.
Yay!